Howdy everyone, Zacalachi back again, and this time I'll be covering the Bandit clan in this Armello overview. The Bandits come all together in their own DLC pack, and they can pull off a number of playstyles effectively, bringing their unique strengths to make a claim for the throne. All of the Bandits are some of my favorite characters in Armello and can be great fun, and between all of them they can go for any victory condition, but each hero lends themselves towards some paths over others. But let's just jump right into it, beginning with the rings. Bandits are different from all the other clans in that they only have one unique ring to call their own, and the rest are borrowed from the other clans. Each of these other rings is discussed in their respective clan overviews, and a link to the playlist is always at the end of the video, but I'll go over them again briefly here. Their starting and unique ring is Serendibite? Who knows, giving +1 gold and prestige when killing a King's Guard. You still lose the prestige from killing them, but this ring gives it back to you for no net loss of prestige. However, if you are the prestige leader and then tied with somebody else, and you kill a King's Guard, you still lose the prestige first, thus losing the prestige lead before this ring gives it back to you, making you now the person who's behind in the tie. The +1 gold is helpful for getting something out of those kills, and otherwise you get nothing but a bounty, and overall this ring's pretty solid, and it encourages a more bold and aggressive playstyle. The first unlocked ring is the Black Opal from the Rat Clan. Like with the Rats, there are generally better rings to choose from, but it can be fun to spend a majority of the game in stealth if you can equip a Ranger's Cloak item as well. The Sword helps with clearing Banes that are terrorizing towns, and the Stealth, granting ambush while you're defending in a settlement, can be nice as well. The third Bandit ring is Pink Topaz from the Rabbit Clan. This ring is still very good with the additional gold from settlements, probably a good default ring for the Bandits if none of the others really appeal to you, and everyone always needs more gold throughout the game like I've mentioned before, and with multiple settlements claimed you can easily start taking trickery cards after equipping even just a middling decent kit. Next is Amethyst from the Bear Clan. Like I mentioned there, you can use this ring to either combo when you're corrupted for additional magic gain when you burn rot-symboled spells for that exploding hit and the magic on top, or you can keep yourself clean by burning the rot spells and getting the magic when otherwise you get nothing but a miss. Also, as before, it can be a little clunky at times getting actual value from the magic gain since you need to burn spells to use this ring, but it can help with playing those higher cost spells. Fifth is Celestite from the Wolf Clan, still one of the best rings in the game since the reduced AP cost on mountains can open paths that would normally be closed to other players, and it just helps you stay adaptable throughout a game. Just enough said, still great. Last is Cinnabar from the Dragon Clan. The one-cost magic cards are all pretty useful for their various effects, and it's nearly always possible to play them shortly after gaining those cards as a bonus, and the fact is just Armello can be a very dangerous game with unfortunate rolls, tough situations, and it can be nice to get something back from those setbacks to help you get back into the game a little bit. All in all, the Bandits pilfered some pretty good rings from the other clans and easily complementing a variety of playstyles. Moving on to the heroes. First up is Twist, the Little Lightpaw. In game she is one of the most annoying characters to play against, but also one of the most rewarding characters to play if you can get comfortable with her playstyle. Starting stats of 3-4-5-4 is squishy and not super great at fighting to begin with, but her ability helps with that tremendously. Pickpocket makes Twist have evade everywhere except the palace, and when she escapes combat after evading, she steals a random card from her opponent. And for those that don't know, evade is a combat effect so that when you're defending, you use your wit stat for the number of dice instead of your fight stat, and all rolls that hit, both attacks and defenses, count towards defense instead. So she won't be picking fights directly by default, but with even middling gear, she can be nigh unkillable when attacked with her 5 wits. I'm currently using Discipline for the additional affinity dice at night, bumping her up to 6 combat dice at night, allowing her to more comfortably fight things if she should need to, while also letting her get out of almost all perils fairly easily. And the Amethyst ring letting her get a ton of value out of the spell deck over the course of the game. 4 Spirit to start, along with her ability, makes her one of the best spellcasters, because with the evasion it can be difficult to punish in combat like you'd normally expect to do against mages. When playing against Twist, try to hit her with your own spells and trickery cards since she only has that 4 body to start and can be taken out quickly with only a couple of cards. I like to aim for, in general, 1 body, 1 spirit, and 2 wits quests over the course of the game, depending on the rewards and just how I'm feeling. I've also had success with just running all wits and spirit, making her fully spellcaster, but again, you are still squishy. And just overall, Twist can be crazy good fun. Second is Silas, the Fisher of Souls. This dead-eyed otter does not mess around with a starting stat spread of 5533, that's just solid for a fighter, and his ability Butcher gives him free additional swords in combat for every level of bounty that he has, and against the King's Guards these swords pierce. If you can stay alive with a bounty, Silas can be one of the strongest fighters in the game, which is why I like to equip all defensive items on him, since the ability gets you the free attacks, so make up for that with the free shields from your kit. Ideally, a King's Guard starts near your spawn, so you can fight him and get the bounty on turn 1, and proceed to rampage through the rest of the game, but that's more rare than you would think. Of course, this also puts a literal target on you, and everyone else in the game will try to kill you from afar with their own spells and trickery, since they don't want to get in and fight you if they can help it, since you are a pretty strong fighter that way. I'm currently using the Think Amulet to patch up his wits to 4, and I've also been having a lot of fun with the Cinnabar Ring. Since Silas wants to fight the King's Guards, this can be a more reliable way to trigger this ring's effect, since you lose the prestige when you kill a King's Guard. I typically only draw one spell at night, usually, since he only has that 3 spirit to start, and you don't want to overdraw on spells and not be able to play them. And sometimes you have that 1 magic left over, so it can be good to get some value out of this ring that way. Otherwise, you can still always use the Serendipite ring for the additional gold, and then not losing prestige whenever you're fighting all these King's Guards. All in all, I love Silas, and he is my go-to fighter a lot of the times when I just want to beat up everything. Third is Horace, the Iron Poet. He's another good fighter with the same starting stats as Magna of 5632, nice and bulky right from the beginning, but his ability can be very interesting. Ninth Knight allows Horace to change places with a King's Guard when interacting with them, unless he has a bounty, in which case he'll just fight them. This ability can be surprisingly helpful in most games, because with everyone else, you'll most likely bump into or need to go around a King's Guard at some point, and they'll be like standing on a settlement you want to claim, or just through a mountain pass or something, and it can be annoying, but obviously this does not apply to Horace. However, to me, the more interesting aspect of this ability is you can manually reposition King's Guards to be in the way of other people, so again, to guard your settlements, or to put them out in those mountains or in those mountain passes to make it more annoying for everyone else to get around. The easiest way to shut down Horace is of course to make him wanted through King's Declarations or the Trickery deck, but overall this can be a great ability to get use of throughout the game. I'm currently building Horace with the Celestite ring to make him one of the most mobile characters, since you already don't need to worry about King's Guards, now you don't need to worry about mountains. And sometimes with this I've finished all my questing by like turn 6 or 7, so the king still has like 5 health left, and it can be pretty nuts sometimes. And then the Think Amulet is there to patch up his wits to 4, but if you want to try something a little spicier, you can run something like Intimidate or the Resist Amulet to just lean into that fighter archetype more, and then also something with like the Black Opal Ring to grant those swords, and if you do get wanted, this can help keep the heat off you with Black Opal that way. But overall, Horace is very fun to play. Last and leader of the bandits comes Scarlet, the Bandit King. To me, she is the best hope Armello has for a stable future like in-universe, since she already united a group of warring factions to become the Bandit King, and is in a prime position to do so again. Her starting stats of 4-5-4-3 are nice and balanced. You can build her any which way, into a fighter, into more wits and spell heavy, just you can go literally any direction with Scarlet. And her ability Revolutionary gives her a free follower whenever she rescues a terrorized settlement, either from Banes or the Insight Revolt Trickery card to manually trigger this ability, or some of the King's Declarations cause settlements to be terrorized. So there's a couple ways this ability can proc when normally you have a situational ability like this. It can feel pretty useless, like you're not getting any value from it throughout the game, but you really only need this to hit once to get a follower, since followers are some of the rarest items to equip onto your kit there. If you get a good one like Blacksmith or Diplomat, it can be game changing, but even one like Miner or Poison Taster can be pretty good since it's free, and you can occasionally get some value out of that way. I've been having a lot of success with the pink Topaz ring, complementing her ability that pushes her towards settlements with the extra gold, and allowing her to dip into the Trickery deck for, like I said, those Insight Revolts potentially and stuff like that. And then I've also been taking the Watch Amulet for a guaranteed first symbol match on all perils. This is very helpful since the king and a lot of players will play perils to their settlements to help control them, so they will be at usually a 2-symbol peril instead of a 3-symbol peril, and then this also helps with breaching the palace since you get a guaranteed wild symbol locked in, which will then explode if you're not corrupted. So overall, Watch can be pretty great, but I've also found success running pretty much anything on Scarlet. Grow a little bit, you can run Discipline for more dice during the day, the Resist Amulet for a more generic version of Watch, Intimidate, you can pretty much run anything on Scarlet. Think and scratch and find success. So overall, Scarlet is fantastic. Definitely give her a shot if you haven't yet, and overall is one of my favorite characters in the whole game. So that's the Bandit clan, the heroes that Armello both deserve and need in these troubling times. Let me know how you like to build the Bandits, since they're one of the most versatile and intriguing groups in the game. Like and subscribe for more of this type of content, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Until next time.